PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Hey, this is James Spann. This is the afternoon Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 6th of March. Got a storm system on the way. Rain tomorrow. Snowflakes before the thing is out of here. Let's get right to it and talk about it. We'll start with some Skycam shots coming from the ABC 3340 Skycam network. Look at that. A little bit of water getting back in Lake Katoma. Levels are definitely way up, and that's a good thing. That's coming from our Cullman Skycam just east of downtown along US 278. Kind of keep with the water theme here. There's a look at the mighty Coosa River winding its way through Gadsden from the Skycam in Etowah County. And from Demopolis, boy, a lot of water in the Tom Bigby. That river is running high. That's the view there from the Demopolis Civic Center, looking south on a brilliantly sunny, beautiful March day in Alabama. But trouble not that far away. We've got a big trough developing off to the west. That'll be blowing through Texas and Oklahoma with winter storm conditions tonight. That will bring rain in here tomorrow. Here's a look at temperatures, and you can see the deal. We've got 37 in Dallas-Fort Worth, but we've got 60s around here. And the initial winter storm conditions will be in Dallas-Fort Worth and points north up toward Oklahoma City. Winter storm warnings being raised out there. And, again, we'll get into specifics of the winter storm conditions as we go. This is the QPF map, the expected rain across the country valid through Tuesday morning of next week at 6 o'clock, and this is suggesting 5 inches down around Panama City and Tallahassee. And the amounts taper off from southeast to northwest across our state. Up in the northwestern part, about 3/4 of an inch, and then almost 2.5 inches to 3 down in southeast Alabama around Dothan. And, of course, the northern flank of that will be all snow. Now, in the warm sectors, severe weather could be an issue for the rest of this afternoon and tonight. A slight risk of severe weather along the Texas coastal plain, then into southwest Louisiana. And then tomorrow, a slight risk of severe weather. Look at that for the southern quarter of Alabama. That would be along and south of basically a line from Thomasville to near Greenville, Troy, and Columbus, Georgia, Phoenix City, Alabama. Much of Florida, eastern and southern Georgia, and the eastern part of the Carolinas. We'll be watching for severe storms there. In the cold air, winter storm watches and warnings up from North Texas, including Dallas-Fort Worth, up to Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Memphis, Paducah, Indianapolis, and Cleveland and Detroit. And some folks in the air could be dealing with over 5 inches of snow. There's a look at the expected snow tonight. Heaviest snow from Abilene up to about Paducah. And really the bullseye is centered there over eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. And then tomorrow the snow area moves on to the northeast from Little Rock up to Columbus, Ohio, and Buffalo. Here's a look at our projected surface low track. And you can see this guidance coming from HPC has the surface low moving from Mobile to Atlanta and then up to a point west of Washington, D.C., Baltimore. And, of course, the heaviest snow is going to be in a band northwest of that track. Let's look at modeling here. This is the GFS, the 12Z run valid at noon tomorrow. Very deep dynamic trough to the west. At the surface at high noon tomorrow, the GFS depicting the surface low near Enterprise down in southeast Alabama. The blue line would be the best indicator of a rain-snow line, and that would be near Memphis or maybe just this side of Memphis. So showers and periods of rain here. And really the snow is north of here and the severe weather is south of here. So just kind of a rainy day. And again, that is at noon. Let's go to 6 o'clock, and the surface low moves up there to near Roanoke, and the rain-snow line begins to move into Alabama up around the shoals. Now, just for comparison's sake, we'll peek at the European, and this is at the same time. This is 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and it's got the surface low fairly close to that. It's a little farther south, down around Eufaula, but there's a pretty good agreement here between the two. The surface low is definitely deeper on the European, but again, that would suggest a good snow band up there in Memphis and Paducah and places like that. So relatively good agreement. We'll go to midnight Friday night, back to the GFS. The surface low is near Greenville, South Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina. The rain-snow line moving on into East Alabama, and that would suggesting rain changing to light snow over a pretty good chunk of the state, maybe flurries all the way down to Mobile. How about that? And then Saturday morning at 6 o'clock, the surface low keeps moving north, and again, we are in cold, blustery conditions with snow showers and snow flurries. I really don't see a lot to make me change my mind here. What we talked about for several days, a dusting maybe as far south as Birmingham and Anniston, maybe a half inch for Gadsden and Center, and maybe 1 to 2 inches up in the Tennessee Valley, up in that northeastern corner, Madison, Jackson, Marshall, and DeKalb counties, and especially over the high terrain. And then Saturday at noon, the whole thing winds down. Still a cold and blustery day. We'll have a hard time getting out of the 30s. So cold, windy, morning snow. Sunday, everything gets better. Cold start will be in the 20s. We'll wind up into the upper 50s Sunday afternoon. Monday back in the 60s. That looks dry. Tuesday, a little impulse showing up west of here. And again, that might bring a shower Tuesday night. Hard to define that, but the big deal is later in the week. There's a look at Wednesday. We've got one vortex moving through Georgia, and again, that's the one that might bring some showers Tuesday night, but the stronger one is off to the west. And then Thursday, look at that. Negative tilt shortwave, and that would suggest maybe a severe weather outbreak for Alabama Thursday of next week, if this is right. The surface low is near Chicago, so the active weather continues, and then on Friday the 14th, the whole thing is gone. Couple of quick peeks 5 days later. This is the 19th, big upper level low nearby. That looks awfully wet. And at the end of the cycle on the 22nd, big upper level system way out west. And again, there's not much skill in resolving specific details. We're just showing you that to indicate the pattern is very changeable, very active for the foreseeable future. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.